So recording is started. So I was saying that I understand you guys now. Is it recording and transcription?
Yeah, it's recording.
Yeah, you guys are done with high availability. Last weekend, we were able to do the knowledge checks, post knowledge check, but as usual, we normally do pre-knowledge check. As this class,
Yes.
you normally have also your own plans that you can go ahead and learn about this thing before the classes. So knowledge check is about to gauge your understanding and your level of grasping before we start the architecture lessons. So as usual, you can start with knowledge check. We do as usual. So first one, read, then provide answer if you don't know, if an educated guess, and then we move from there. So are you ready to start? The rest will find us
Yes.
as we'll continue.
Yes. So I would maybe want the guys to confirm on the people who have joined in, so that once we start, we can read through. So maybe Moses, Harrison, can you confirm if you're able to speak so that you can read the question? Mark, Shakran, and Jonathan, confirm so that we know who is able to read the questions.
Actually, me, I'm on. I can read everything. I can hear you.
That's
I think
good.
I can read.
What about Jonathan? Jonathan is not confirming. You can confirm by a thumbs up if you're able to read. Chakran, can you confirm? Also, Mark. I see Mark has unmuted, but he's not speaking.
Yeah, I can see them.
Oh, okay, all right, good. Okay, let's start off. Let me just see the order. So I'll start. I think Harrison will start, and then I can follow through, and then Shakran can follow, and then Jonathan. Yeah. So Harrison, you can start off with the first question.
AWS step functions allows you to. Am I supposed to give the answer?
You can just read the options and then give the answer.
The first option is analyze and debug distributed applications such as those built using microservice architecture. Second option, automate code deployments to any instance, including Amazon EC2 instance and servers running on the premises. Option 3 is create, push, maintain, monitor, and secure APIs at any scale. Then option 4 is create workflows where your system waits for inputs, makes decisions, and processes information based on the input variables. To be honest, I may not know the answer.
Make an educated.
Pardon?
Make an educated guess.
An educated guess. I would think option 3, to create, push, maintain, monitor, and secure APIs at any scale.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think I have a quotation on that. I'll go with Delta. So members, if give us what you would want. Harrison, okay. The other Harrison wants C. What do other guys want? Let me see. Let me see. Other person. Mark, what do you want? You can type on chat. Shakran, what do you want? Also, Jonathan, you can type on chat. Which option would you? Yeah, those people who have not answered yet. Harrison, okay. You've already given answer C. I have had a quotation and I'm saying D. So let's see what other people want.
Okay.
Guys, let's use time because time is not on our side. So let's try to utilize time quick. Let's type quickly on the chat. Yes, Mark, you can't speak, but you can type the answer. what other people are saying. So Mark is saying C. Okay. So which other person? So since we're not getting any other answer, I think we will put D. We'll put C because that's what the guys are, have chosen. You can mark it for review. Major, just select C as what other people have chosen. Then we can mark it for review. Then we'll see. Okay, the next question, it is made to read. So it says AWS step functions operate by reading in your workflow from dash file used to define your state machine and its various components. Option A, Lambda. Option B, Amazon State Language. Option C, Python. And option D, XML. I'll go with B, Bravo. So Amazon State Language. So if there are any quotations, you can type on chat. But if we don't have any quotation, we can move to the next question. I think there is no quotation there, so we can go to another question. So Mark is not able to speak. So let me read for Mark.
Okay.
Yes, let me read for Mark. And then he should be able to type on chat. So the question reads, what is an Amazon King's Stream? Option A is a fully managed service for delivering real-time streaming data to destinations such as Amazon Simple Storage Service, or S3, Amazon Redshift, or Amazon Elastic Search Service. Option B, a consumer that receives and processes records from Amazon King's Firehose. Option D, a producer that pushes data to Amazon King's Firehose. Option D, an order sequence of data records meant to be written to and read from in real time. So Mark, you can put your answer on the chat. So Mark has selected A. Good. So if anyone has any quotation, you can raise your quotation via chat or speak up. So since there is no quotation, we can go to another. So the next question is going to be handled by Jonathan, and you can take it on. Jonathan, are you there? Oh, I can read for you the question. I don't know if he has typed anything so far. I have not seen him type anything. Okay, so maybe I can give it to Hilda. Hilda, I see you online. Are you able to speak? Okay, so it seems Hilda is not able to pick. Let me just take it on. So what is Amazon Data Firehose, formerly King's Firehose? A managed service for delivering real-time streaming data to storage destinations, a consumer that receives and processes data from Amazon King's Firehose, a producer that pushes data to Amazon King's Firehose, an ordered sequence of data records meant to be written to and read from a real time. So I'll still go with A, a managed service for delivering real-time stream data to storage locations, destinations. So A. If anyone has a quotation, they can write it on chat. Okay. So there's no contention. We can move to the next question. Okay, so Moses, you can take it on. Harrison, are you there?
I thought my microphone was on. The question is, which AWS service is a pub sub notification service that provides both application to application and application to person communication? Application to application and application to person communication. I would go with D.
You read first all the answers and then you would
Okay. So the first option we have AWS Fargate, then Amazon SQS, Amazon SNS, Amazon API Gateway. Personally, I would go with Amazon API Gateway. Not sure though.
Okay, so I'll have a quotation. I would go with C, that is Amazon SNSS. So maybe other people can put on chat what they think the answer is. Guys, let's try to keep time. Let's try to type quickly on chat what we think the answer is for that question. Hilda, what do you want? Which other person has joined in? Sam, what do you want? Who else? Jonathan, what do you want? Type on the chat quickly. So Mark says also C. The other people, let's wait and see what other people say quickly. Okay, so since people are not typing quickly, since we are so far 2 C's, so we can put C, yes, and we move to the next. So let's check out the. Okay, so I think I'll take on the next question because okay, the next question reads in real-time data streaming, the dash layer accesses the stream storage layer using one or more applications called consumers. So have destination, streaming ingestion, source, and streaming processing. So I think I'll go with A, destination layer. If there are any quotations, let's type on chat if some people think there is a different answer from that. Okay, I don't see anything on the chat, so we can move to the next question. Okay, so I'm going to read for Mark, and then he will just type the answer on chat. So the question reads, Apache Kafka provides which of the following services? Option A, a project development and comprehension tool. Option B, an open source HTTP server for modern operating systems, including Unix, Microsoft, macOS, and NetWare. Option C, a collection of open source software utilities that facilitate use of a network of many computers to solve problems involving massive amounts of data and computation. Option D, a platform for streaming, stream processing and operating a publisher subscriber based durable message system. So where is Mark? Mark, what's your answer?
Just type on chat D. Or is it Harrison that? Oh no.
Oh no, Harrison is one who has typed D, but we're waiting for Mark to type because it is his question. Where is Mark? Okay, I think we can go with D, and then we go to the next. Let's see if he has no. He has selected C. Yeah, but if we had a quotation, still I would still go with D as well, and also Moses has also will go with D for that. Okay, that's fine. So then the next question will go to Moses Hudson. You can read off that question, and then
Next question is, which AWS solution enables you to write standard SQL queries on streaming data? First option, we have Amazon Kinesis Data Streams, Amazon Data Firehose, formerly Kinesis Firehose, then Amazon Managed Services for Apache Think, formerly Kinesis Analytics, then Amazon Kinesis OpenSearch. I'll go with let me see. SQL queries. I'll go with B.
okay, so D.
B.
Okay.
B.
Okay, bravo. So I think that's what he's saying. So I think I'll have a quotation there. For me, I would go with C.
C.
Yeah, it's okay. Other people can put on chat what they would want. So let me ask the other people here. The numbers are fluctuating. I don't no longer see Mark now. Mark is not there. Jonathan is not typing. I don't know. That's fine. So I think you can put C and mark it for review. Then we'll review and see what happens.
All right.
Okay. So next question is going to be me. That is, which step function state executes a group of states as a concurrent? Let me come again. Which step function state executes a group of states as concurrently as possible and waits for each branch to terminate before moving on? Okay, which state? So succeed, parallel, task, wait. So they're saying which state?
I think
So we have succeed, parallel, task, and wait. Let me see which one I would want to go with concurrently. Okay. So for now, let me see. So let's put B, then we make it for review.
not. I'll go with A.
Okay. So Harrison will go with A. It's okay. Let's mark it for review. Yeah. Then we'll see. Okay. Okay. So Harrison, seems it's on last two now. So you just read the next question. Yeah. Since
Okay.
the other people are responsive. Yeah.
They say in Kafka dash stores data. Volumes. Option A, consumers. Option B, topics. Option C, then D, we have producers. Stores data. I think I would go with store data, volumes. Volumes.
Yeah, I think you can go. Let him just select volumes. We'll review that as well later. I'm not very sure as well on that. Yeah. So the next question is in stream processing dash collect events or transactions and put them in a data stream. Event bus, consumers, producers, sources. So let me see. So in streaming, collect events. I think I'll go with the A, event buses.
Me too.
So, yeah, okay, fine. Then we can move to the next. Then you can.
Amazon Elastic MapReduce is based on Dash framework. Hadoop. We have the first one is Spring. We have React, ASP.NET, then Apache Hadoop. I would go with Apache.
Okay. Yeah, I have no condition as well. That's fine with me. Next question. Amazon King's Dash is used to perform stream processing or binary encoding on binary encoded data. Data streams, video streams, Firehose. So I think I'll go with D because we have data analytics, data Firehose, video streams, data streams. I think I'll use okay, so I think we'll go for that. And then Moses, do you have any notation on that?
No, I don't. I have no idea.
Okay, good. So we go to the next question.
A dash is the base throughput unit of an Amazon Kinesis stream. A dash is the base throughput unit of an Amazon Kinesis stream. First option, we have the shard. Second, we have data blob. Third, we have sequence. Then fourth, we have records. A dash is the best throughput unit of Amazon Kinesis stream. No. Sequence. Jacob.
Okay. What option are you selected? I think
sequence.
I would go with A for a shard. So
It's a
can
shard.
put it. Yeah.
Okay.
For review here. Okay. So next question is after it is configured, what does Amazon SQS messages where do Amazon SQS messages go when they have failed to be read after the maximum number of attempts so that the developer can review the messages to determine the cause of failure? Option A user created S3 bucket. Option B, a data letter queue. Option C, an Amazon AWS created S3 bucket. And option D, they are not stored anywhere. The messages are deleted. I would go with option B, a data letter queue. Moses, do you have any quotation on that?
No. I would go with that also.
Good. So I'll do the next question.
The next question is what is the main reason one would want to use Amazon MSK rather than produce one's own implementation of Kafka? What is the main reason one would want to use Amazon MSK rather than produce one's own implementation of Kafka? So option A, we have you get orchestrate your cluster tasks and maintain the state of your clusters using Apache Zookeeper. Amazon MSK is a fully managed service. Option 3, we have you have total control over your servers. Option 3, you get to manage all your upgrades. So I think I'll go with option B.
That's fine. I don't also have a quotation. That's the same answer I would go with. So let me read the next question. It reads, Amazon Elastic MapReduce is a managed service designed to process and analyze vast amounts of data. That's option A. Option B, provide a way to model a collection of related AWS and third-party resources, provision them quickly and consistently, and manage them throughout their life cycle. Option C, provide secure and sizable compute capacity in the cloud. Option D, make provisioning and creating of IT stack easy for both end user and the IT admins. I'll go with option A, process and analyze vast amounts of data.
Me too.
Good. So you can read the next question.
The next question is which of the following statements about Amazon MSK is false? Non-AWS Kafka cluster cannot be migrated over to Amazon MSK. Amazon will keep an eye on your broker nodes and replace them if they become unhealthy. Option 3, broker storage is housed within EBS volumes. Option 4, you can encrypt the data volumes in broker storage using Amazon EBS, server-side encryption, and AWS KMS. I'll go with A.
You don't have also a quotation? I think we can move to the next question. Question reads, which AWS service enables you to store messages until your application is able to process it? Option A, AWS Simple Queue Service, SQS. Option B, Simple Notification Service, SNS. Option C, Amazon Simple Email Service, SES. And then lastly, Lambda. So they're saying which service enables you to store messages until you're able to process it. I'll go with option A, SQS.
Yeah.
Okay, next question for you.
In real-time data streaming, the consumers deliver data record to dash layer. In real-time data streaming, the consumers deliver data records to the dash layer. Option A, we have destination. Option 2, we have stream storage. Option 3, we have source. Option 4, we have stream processing. I would go with consumers. I would go with A. So sure.
Yeah, okay, I'll also go with the same. So yeah, we can move to the next question, which reads, in Amazon Kingsys, A dash contains a sequence of data records. Option A is shared. Option B is data blob. Option C is partition. Option D is data lake. In Amazon Kingsys, A dash contains a sequence of data records. I'll go with D, data lake. Yeah.
I have no
Yeah. Do
idea.
you have any?
No idea. Shall review?
I think we shall review Major, so you can maybe mark it for review. Okay.
Next question. This is it. Which SQS component is responsible for processing the messages within your queue? Which SQS component is responsible for processing the messages within your queue? We have producers, consumers, SQS servers, dead letter queues. I'll go with C. I don't know.
They're saying which component is responsible for processing messages within your queue. I think I would go with B, but let's for review here.
Okay.
So the question reads: in Kafka dash read data, partition, consumers, topics, and producers. Think I may which can read data. Think I may go with consumers.
Consumers. Oh.
Do you have another answer?
Not really. Not really.
Okay. So next question for you.
Regarding Amazon regarding Amazon SNS, Dash communicates asynchronously with Dash by producing and sending a message to a topic, which is a logical access point and communication channel. Regarding Amazon SNS, Dash communicate asynchronously with Dash by producing and sending a message to a topic, which is a logical access point and communication channel. So option A, we have publishers and subscribers. Option 2, we have queues, topics. Option 3, we have brokers and recipients. Option 4, we have clients and services. So regarding Amazon SNS, Dash communicate asynchronously, publishers, subscribers. I'd go with A so far.
Yeah, I also put the same. Okay. The question reads: AWS step functions allows you to. Oh, we're done. Or we're just doing a review now. Okay.
Yes, we are on the review. The question is marked for review, but time I don't know if it's on our side. But let's try to see how many you can review.
Yeah. So allows you to. So I think I will go with D. Let's switch to D. Yes. And then we move to the. Which of the following enables you to write that? I think we can maintain this.
I've joined the late on the previous question. A step function. How did you select on step functions? And well, it says, what does step functions allow you to do? That one. Me, okay, yeah, fine. It's okay.
What about this option for which AWS option enables you to write standard queries on streaming data? Is the answer we've selected okay, or you have another option?
I think we go with that one.
Okay, let's move to the next question. So which step functions state executes a group of states as concurrent as possible as it waits for each branch to terminate before moving on?
Concurrently, as each branch to terminate before moving on. I would go for parallel.
Okay, we can switch to parallel. That's fine. And then we move to the next.
No, but what the others want?
No. It's we already like we are already like back for review, but it's fine. Well, let's move with that because time is not on our end.
Yeah, then, they're not sure with their answer, so they can switch to yours.
Yeah. So in Kafka dash stores data? Volumes, consumers, topics, or producers?
I think we can
Either.
maintain.
Okay, next. So the other one is a dash is the basic throughput unit of Amazon King's stream. We had selected shard. There was a condition here,
Yeah,
but we
go by that.
okay, we maintain. Okay, then the question is in Amazon King's dash contains a sequence of data records. We have a shard, data blob, partition, data lake.
I'm not so sure. I think we can maintain the data lake.
Okay, let's move. Then this one is which SQS company is responsible for processing the messages within a queue. Okay, so I think it is timed out. So
Yeah, time is up. So let's just submit.
okay, we tried.
Okay. Yeah, funny enough, you passed.
Okay, so let's go to where we have failed and we read through.
So the first one about step functions. A step function allow you to, you got it right, that is to create workflows where your system waits for input, make decisions, and processes information based on the input variables. Okay, that's about step function, what step function does. The next one also got it right, AWS step functions operate by reading your workflow from an Amazon state language file, that is ASL, used to define your state machine and its various components. So AWS step function operate by reading in your workflow from Amazon state language file. That is a JSON-based structured language used to define your state machine and its various components. So the ones that you got wrong is the one that you'll be reading. I think Jacob with your colleague. So the next one.
So I think Harrison can take on that first. Then Harriet can also
Okay.
do it.
This one was about what is Amazon Kinesis. So we thought it was fully managed service for delivering real-time streaming data to destinations such as Amazon, and all those ones. But I think the correct option was option D. It is an ordered sequence of data records meant to be written to and read from in real time. Here they say that a Kinesis stream is an ordered sequence of data records meant to be written to and read from in real time. Yeah, I think everyone can.
So it's clear Amazon Kinesis stream, just another sequence of data records meant to be written and read from real time, in real time that is. So the next question, yeah. What is an Amazon data firehose? Normally, okay, it's used to be named Kinesis firehose. So it's a managed service for delivering real-time streaming data to storage destination. Amazon Data Firehose, formerly Kinesis Firehose, is a fully managed service delivering real-time streaming data to destinations such as Amazon Simple Storage Service, that is S3, Redshift, and OpenSet Service. Okay, can I go back here? So I think this one, a fully managed service for delivering real-time streaming. This now is the Data Firehose, the definition that you selected here. I don't know if you can see it.
Yes. I think that was the confusion.
Yeah, so the data firehose is the one that is now fully managed for delivering data streaming services. But now Kinesis Stream, Amazon Kinesis Stream is just another sequence of data records. Which AWS service is a pub subscribe notification service that provides both application to application and application to person communication, which is Amazon SNS. So Amazon, this service is a pub sub notification service that provide both application to application and application to person communication. SNS can also act as an event driven hub, similar to Amazon Event Bridge. It's just more, bare bones. Yeah. So SNS is the one that can application to application and application to person. What about SQS? SQS, what can SQS do? Can SQS do person application to person? Yeah. So SQS cannot do application to person, but it can do application to application. But you see, SQS is not a pub subscribe, because pub subscribe, when you see pub subscribe, always SNS. Pub subscribe, that is, but both SQS and SNS are used for decoupling services to hold messages and to enable communication between in a microservice architecture. Because SNS, you see, it can send SMS and then also can send email. That's why you see application to person. Okay. Yeah, Harriet, yeah, well noted. Harriet says she's on the road, so she'll be in listening mode. Okay, this one.
Real-time data streaming. The dash layer accesses the stream storage layer using one or more applications called consumers. So the layer we had chosen was destination. But the answer is the stream processing. So here they say the stream processing layer accesses the stream storage layer using one or more applications called consumers. Wow.
Yeah. So stream processing for stream storage layer or destination. I can't share this link because this link has just reference to our course in this account. So where the links are to documentation, I'll be sharing.
Okay, that's great.
So Apache Kafka provides which of the following services? A platform for streaming, processing, for stream processing, and operates as a pub subscribe based durable message system. So Apache Kafka platform, we realized this all these questions that we did knowledge check was about Kafka featured a lot. So it's good to read so that can solidify your knowledge and understanding. So Kafka provide a platform for streaming, processing, and operate as a pub subscribe. Which other service in AWS operates as public subscribe? Which is AWS service?
SNS.
SNS.
Yeah, SNS, very correct. So best durable messaging system. Its key features are the ability to intake data with extreme fault tolerant, allowing for continuous streams of these records that preserve the integrity of data, including the order in which it was received. Apache Kafka then acts as a buffer between these data producing entities and the customer that are subscribed to it. Subscribers receive information from Kafka topics on a first in, first out basis, that is FIFO, allowing the subscriber to have a correct timeline of the data that was produced. And you see also AWS are similar. You see Kafka is an open source, but AWS is also a similar service, a managed service that is. What is the name of the managed service that is equivalent to Apache Kafka?
I think it has.
Proprietor.
I think it must be managed Apache Kafka or something like that.
Yeah. So
yeah. Then maybe the question I needed to clarity on is now what's the difference between the SNS, because they use the same model? What is this that Kafka gives that differentiates it from SNS?
So you see, Apache SM is a stream processing. But I think SNS is using for decoupling where application now, you can see two applications can be interacting in a decoupled system, but one application processes messages slower than the other that is producing those messages. So normally we can use the SNS or SQS to hold those messages before now they can be delivered at the right pace that the other services is consuming.
Okay.
But now this is mostly about streaming, live streaming, and that's why it's closely related with things like there is the managed version of it, I think MSK, and also there's the data firehouse, which was initially known as Kinesis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I see. So when it is just normal operation, application to application, when streaming real-time data is not involved, then you can use SQS or SNS. But when real-time data is involved and you are applying the PubSub, it's prudent to use Kafka.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which AWS solution enables you to write standard SQL queries on streaming data? That is the Amazon Managed Service for Apache Flink, formerly known Kinesis Analytics. So Amazon Kinesis provides three different solution capabilities. Amazon Kinesis Streams enables you to build a custom application that processes or analyzes streaming data for specialized needs. Amazon Data Firehouse enables you to load streaming data into Amazon Managed Service for Apache Flink, Amazon S3, Amazon Redshift, Amazon OpenSearch services. And then there is the Managed Service for Apache Flink, enables you to write standard SQL queries on streaming data. Need to get note of those. Parallel, I think this one, Harriet came and help you out because you had selected succeed. I was hoping you must succeed because here I say strictly as concurrently as possible. So talking about operating concurrently, we need parallel. The parallel state executes a group of state as concurrently as possible and wait for each branch to terminate before moving on. The result of each parallel branch are combined together in an array-like format and will be passed on to the next state. Okay, this one.
Okay. So this question was about in Kafka Dash stores data. I think we had selected volumes because natively we think volumes is where something is stored, but the explanation is the right answer is topics, and the explanation is that you have producers who create data, such as a website gathering user traffic information. You have topics which receive the data. This information is stored with extreme fault tolerance, and they have consumers which can read the data in order and know that it was never changed or modified along the way. Yeah, so the right answer is topics.
Yeah. And also if you compare, I tell you that is a public subscribe, some as SNS. You see SNS, you normally now have SNS topics. In a public subscribe model. If you remember how SNS work, the public subscribe model. So similar Kafka is a public subscribe. So volume was a very good guess for you guys. Yeah, volume normally store data, but now this have operate differently. So topics is the one that used to store data. Next one, I think.
Harrison, you can take on the next.
The next one is in streaming processing, Dash collects events or transactions and put them into a data stream. We are choosing event buses, but the correct answer looks to be producers, whereby they say producers collect events or transactions and put them into the data stream.
Yeah. What about consumers?
Consumers, I think consumers are the ones who process it.
Yeah, so the producers are the one that they are the genesis of the data. So and then consumer, like I said, what suggest maybe in English term, you consume something. So they take in from what the producers has given in. So maybe it can be stored temporarily, and then the consumer come and make use of it, or you can just make use on real-time basis, whereby the moment producers deliver the messages, consumers now take in and then process it, something like that. So this one, Amazon Elastic MapReduce, is based on the Dash framework. So this is made up of the Apache Hadoop. Remember, Elastic MapReduce is a EMR, Elastic MapReduce, on the popular and solid. EMR is based on the popular and solid Apache Hadoop framework, an open source distributed. Now we're talking about Apache Hadoop framework. What is it? This is an open source distributed processing framework intended for big data processing. So Amazon, these cloud vendors normally come and produce a managed version of these open source services. As you can see with Kafka, they also do the same. So we have now Apache Hadoop, and then AWS came and provide EMR for it. That is the Elastic MapReduced. Next one.
Okay. So Amazon Dash is used to perform streaming processing on binary encoded data. So and I would chosen Firehose, but it is used to load anyway. So the right answer is video streams. King's video streams is used to stream processing on binary encoded data such as video, audio and video.
Okay, so video streams. A Dash is the best throughput unit of Amazon Kinesis stream. So is a shard. Shard is the best throughput unit of Amazon Kinesis stream. Shard. After it's configured, where do Amazon SQS messages go when they have failed to be read and the maximum number after the maximum number of attempts, so that a developer can review the message to determine the cause of failure? So this is a dead letter queue. A dead letter queue differs from a standard and FIFO queues, as a dead letter queue is not used as a source queue to hold messages submitted by producers. Instead, the dead letter queue is used by the source queue to send messages that fail to process for one reason or another. This one, what is the main reason one would want to use Amazon MSK rather than produce one's own implementation of Kafka? So of course, I've told you, we have the open source version, and when you come to cloud, they now produce the either manage or fully managed. Manage is whereby you have some control, and then fully managed is where you don't have any control. So every operation overhead is uplifted from you. So Amazon MSK is a fully managed service. Amazon Elastic MapReduce is a managed service designed to process and analyze vast amount of data. Yeah, I think that's got it right. Which of the following statement about Amazon MSK is false? Yeah, the moment I saw this option A, click that this cannot be true, that non-AWS Kafka clusters cannot be migrated over to Amazon MSK. So one of the large benefits of using Amazon MSK overall, your own version of Kafka, is that Amazon will keep an eye on these broker nodes and replace them if they become unhealthy. I think this was seen because if you're migrating to an open source service to one that from AWS, you need to get benefit from it. And since it's a managed service, things like this, whereby they can keep monitoring for you and replacing an unhealthy one, is one of them. With Amazon, the storage is housed within EBS volume and gains all the protections that EBS provide, like durability and fault tolerant. You can also encrypt this data volume using Amazon EBS, server-side encryption, and Amazon KMS. The key management service, if you already have a Kafka cluster that you are managing yourself, either on premise or within the cloud, you can migrate over to Amazon SK. And what I wanted to say, associate services have been saying that you have the open source version and you have now the custom one, whereby they are managed service for these cloud vendors. They cannot make it that they are not operable and interoperability between the open source version, because they'll be hindering customer from migrating from the open source that they are using to the managed version that is offered by the cloud. So of course, anytime you see that cannot integrate with its open source version, that will be a lie. So which of the following enables you to store message until your application is able to process it? SQS. So remember I told you this, all these SNS and SQS are decoupling services to hold message for your application. Can be able to process. So SQS, Amazon SQS is a web service that gives you access to messages queue that store message wait to be processed. With Amazon SQS, you can quickly build message queuing application that can run on any computer. Amazon SQS offer a reliable, highly scalable, hosted queue for storing messages in transit between computers. With Amazon SQS, you can move data between a diverse distributed application components without losing messages and without requiring each component to be always available. So this one I think is a doc link. I can forward it to you. In real-time data streaming, the consumer delivers data records to the dash layer destination. So the consumer deliver data records to the 5th layer, the destination. So I hope you know all the layers.
At least now we know, yeah.
I can take on this one. You didn't get it right.
Yeah, we didn't get it right. So the question reads, in Amazon King says dash contains a sequence of data records. Answer is shard.
So
I couldn't even.
yeah, there was a previous question you answered correctly and you answered Shad. How come here you come and change? Because I was wondering why data like, because there was a question where we said Shad previously. If you remember, there was one question, and then here you come and change. You said data like, so it's Shad.
Yeah, so I think the discrepancy in my mind, or I don't know what Moses will say, but my thinking was shard is just the unit for measuring utilization of the King's service. So I didn't think about it in terms of like it containing data.
Okay. So which
Yeah,
SQS
that's where.
component? Okay, thank you, John. So which SQS component is responsible for processing the messages within your queue? Now with consumer, as I say, producer, the data originators, and then consumer can make use of this data and then processing. Consumer is responsible for processing messages within your queue. As a result, when the consumer element of the architecture is ready to process the message from the queue, the message is retrieved and then is then marked as being processed by activating the visibility timeout on the message. In Kafka dash read data, as I say, consumer. I say there was more of Kafka in these questions. And then the last one, regarding Amazon SNS. As I said, SNS is a publish subscribe. So publishers communicate asynchronously with subscribers by producing and handling messages to a topic. And that's why you see now is messages stored in a topic. Remember that one you said volume. Now topics, which is a logical access point and communication channel. So Amazon SNS, there are two types of clients, publisher and subscribers. While in SQS, we have producers and consumers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So with this, we have producer and consumer, and then we have publisher and subscribers. So the last one, communicate asynchronously with subscribers by producing and sending messages to a topic, which is a logical access point. This is also linked to a doc. So we need to move to the second knowledge check and before we call it a day. How do you say about that?
Hilda and Moses, do you feel we get a break or we continue?
Hilda is not on the call. I think I've been calling Hilda. Hilda just joined for a minute and then left. I think it's Harriet.
I thought you were still listening. Okay,
No,
what about
no.
Harriet? Okay, then Harriet, can we move on with the second knowledge check?
Yes, let's move on.
Okay,
account for
great.
it.
So this one is even less question, one question less. So who's starting?
Okay. Harriet would start off. Harriet, are you still there or we read for you?
Okay, let's do. In theory, the machine learning workflow can be broken down into 4 separate steps. Which of the following choices lists which of the following choices lists each of those steps in the proper order? And theory, the machine learning. So they're saying prepare your data, build your model, train and tune your model, deploy and manage your model. Prepare your data, train and tune your model, build your model, deploy and manage your model. Build your model, train and tune your model, prepare your data, deploy and manage your model. 2, build your model, prepare your data, train and tune your model, then deploy and manage your model. I think I would go with the last option.
You all agree with Harriet?
I have a quotation there. I would go with option A. Moses Harrison, what option would you go with?
Let me see. Prepare data, train, tune the model, build your model. I think it B. I'll go with B.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is it.
B.
It's
Yes.
okay. Then we can mark it for review. If possible, then we go to the next question.
Yeah, because
It's interesting. All of us have our different thoughts on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the next question reads: Amazon Comprehend provides which of the following AI services? Document analysis using natural language processing and NLP, image analysis using convolutional neural networks, CNN. Then the other option is speech, text to speech, TTS conversion, then text language translation. I think I will go with option A, document analysis using NLP. If anyone has any quotation, can raise it.
no, we can put it for review because I'm not so sure.
I think I'm Major, I think you put it for review. Also, I think I'm not interacted with the service comprehend. I've heard of other services, not that one. So Harrison, you can take it on.
Yeah. Okay. Which AWS service? Which AWS service is a fully managed service that assists with building, publishing, monitoring, securing, and maintaining REST APIs with within AWS. Then we have Amazon API Gateway, Amazon S3, AWS Cognito, AWS Lambda. Go with option D.
I have a
REST
quotation now.
API.
Yeah, so I would go with A. Yeah,
I would also go with A.
A.
Yeah, REST
So-
API. REST
I
API.
was
Yeah.
having a very hard time choosing between.
Okay,
So you
so
also torn between A and D, so you agree with your colleagues, right?
Yeah, I would agree if they go with that.
Yeah, cool. So we move.
Harriet, you can take it on.
When considering a typical 3-tier web application design, which of the following generally operates as a back-end that processes incoming end user requests. The presentation tier, the logic tier, the data tier, none of these tiers is correct. Web application design, the back end that processes incoming user data. I will take a guess at C, the data tier. Not so sure.
I'll
I'll
go
go
with
with B.
B.
Also. Yeah. Okay. So Moses Harrison, I think to follow the flow, you are the next, and then I come last. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the question is, Amazon recognition is broadly separated into which two types of processing? Choose any two answers. Processing spoken languages, processing music, processing videos, processing images. Let me see. Recognition, processing. I'll go with the last one, images. And A.
Are in agreement. And Jacob, I think Nema is in, so I don't know if you can also help you out.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, I would maybe go with the C and D, because they seem close. They tend to have an element of certain things to be identified in them. So I would go with those two.
I think for me, I would go with the A and D.
And D, you're back now to A and D. Nema, Jonathan, can you please help Jacob? Is he right or are you going the other way?
I would also go with A and D.
Okay.
Hey. So Jacob, you are sorry, you're not on this one.
I'm on my own. Okay. Right. So I read the next question. That reads: in a standard architecture of multi-tier application, where are the separate tiers placed in a VPC with a single public subnet and a single private subnet? Presentation, logic, and data layers are placed in a public subnet. Presentation, logic, and data layers are all placed in private subnet. Then option C is presentation tier is placed in the public subnet, and the logic and data are placed in the private subnet. D is the presentation tier is placed in the private subnet, and the logic and are placed in the public subnet. I'll go with C, where it says the presentation tier is placed in the public subnet, and the logic and data are placed in the private. Any quotations?
I go with you. I second you on that.
And there is a question here that you guys answered. You see, they say there is presentation, there's the logic, there's the data, and there's the one that you told us the backend. Harriet selected data and this guy selected logic, but we'll review the exam, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to speak my mind, but when we mark, then we'll see, because I don't want to give you the answer. Number 7.
Number 7. And Nema David, you can take on this question.
Okay. It says there are several ways to purchase compute capacity through Amazon EC2 service, which orders the on-demand, spot, and reserved instance purchase option in order from lowest cost to highest. Let's see. Option 1 is on-demand, spot, and reserved. Option 2 is reserved, spot, and on-demand. Could you scroll a bit? Okay, on-demand. I would say it's option D.
I would go with
For me,
Lowest,
C.
lowest
Me, I
to
would go with
highest.
C.
go with also me. I'll go to C. Yeah.
So your colleague are both saying you are D and then both saying that the answer is C.
It happens.
Okay, so we move. Majority of their way, we'll see.
Okay. So David is done. Which next person would be? So I think I can go back to Harriet.
Okay, what does recognition do? Detects how a user who wrote some text felt about the subject, labels objects in an image, analyzes text to extract information, uses the input such as CPU utilization, memory usage, and IOPS from cloud servers to attempt to control the output of cost. I would go to B, labels objects in an image.
I second.
Okay. So yeah, up to I think we can move to the next one.
Okay, I think that's one can.
Okay, what Amazon EC2 spot instances? Option A, these are instances that can scale up or down as needed. Option 2, instances that are more expensive than regular instances, but which guarantee both 100% uptime and auto scaling. C, we have instances that guarantee low latency and high availability due to servicing requests only from a limited geographical region. Then instances that can be acquired for large discounts, but which can be terminated whenever spare capacity is needed for standard computes. So that can be acquired for large discounts, but I'd go with A.
I'm still down as needed. Spot instances.
I
would go with the D.
Okay, D for Harriet. Anyone?
Okay, yeah.
Jacob, you also
So
for D. Oh, yeah.
yes, I'm also for D. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I think to follow order, I think
The one.
David can take on the next question, and I can be last.
So, which AWS service allows you to manage and synchronize data across multiple mobile devices and users? We have AWS AppSync, Amazon SQS, Amazon SNS, API Gateway. I'm drawn to the word AppSync. I don't know if you'll agree with me.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I think yeah, also the same. Members, any quotation?
No.
Okay. Okay. So think I can take on the next question, which reads in Amazon comprehend the dash assigns to each insight measurement the likelihood that it is correct. Confidence score, option A, classifier performance, confusion matrix, annotations. I think I would use confidence score. Yeah, I think I'll go with A. Guys, any quotation?
None.
We can mark it for review if people are thinking about it. So
No, they're saying none. So if you're not sure, you can just.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Okay. I think back to Harriet.
Which AWS service is a serverless event-based service that functions as a serverless event bus? I'm saying Amazon Simple Notification Service, Amazon Event Bridge, AWS Fargate, AWS Step Function. Serverless event bus,
Event-based. Yeah.
event-based service. I think I would go to a step function. Tricky. Let me first
Event
select a
bus.
step function.
Event-based event bus.
Event Bridge. Amazon Event Bridge.
Okay, you have two people. Anyone to second which group? Okay, you have David.
Let's go with the bridge.
Let's go with the bridge. Yeah? Okay. Hope the bridge will not make us fall. He's strong enough.
Okay, Harrison, you can take on the next question.
Okay. When considering a typical three-tier applications design, which of the following generally stores transactions data? They have the presentation layer, logic layer, presentation tier, logical tier, and data tier. None of these tiers is correct. Wow. Okay, I'll go with the data tier.
Okay, store transaction data. We all agree with the colleague about data time.
Transactions data.
Yeah, I think I would also second him on that, unless there is anyone having a different answer.
Okay, we move. I think you all agree.
So I think David can take on the next question.
Which statement below best describes the service Amazon SageMaker provides? SageMaker helps to build, train, and deploy machine learning models. SageMaker specializes in pre-trained models to process images and videos. SageMaker helps developers build conversation, extract insights from documents. I'm leaving this one for review. I'm not sure. Could someone help?
But give it a educated
Make
guess
an
before you leave
educated
for review.
Educated
This was your
guess.
question. Yes.
SageMaker. That's conversation. Maybe B.
Okay, educated guess is B. All agree with the educated guess?
Let me see.
I would go with A.
Okay, so A, B, C is which? So SageMaker help
think
build
A.
and train, deploy machine learning models.
A
Okay,
second one.
we'll mark it for review because there was so many contention on this one.
Yeah. Okay. So me next on that. What Amazon S3 storage class is ideal for general purpose storage? We have S3 standard, S3 reduced redundancy storage. Option C, S3 standard infrequent access. And the other one is S3 Glacier Deep Archive. What is ideal for general purpose?
Yes.
I'm talking about this. If I'm looking in terms of cost, I would go with option C.
But the question has not mentioned cost.
Yeah, there's not mentioned cost, so that's the general purpose. So let me go with A, since there is no tie into cost, because that's what's default here.
All in
Me-
agreement?
Me too.
I agree.
Okay, so it goes back to Harriet.
When is a single tier design, a better fit for an application than a multi-tier design? Choose choose two. Says a single tier design is better suited when a decoupled architecture is critical. A single tier. A single tier design is better suited for dev test environment and simple applications. Single tier design is better suited when potential scaling for bus traffic is not a concern. A single tier concern is better suited when high availability is critical factor. So I would go for B and C.
Boy and Charlie. Any
Yeah, I think I'll
contention?
no contention from my side unless Harrison and David have a different answer.
I actually agree with her.
Okay,
Okay, we move.
we move. So Harrison, you can take on the next question.
Okay. AWS device farm is an dash service. Fault injection, app testing, container deployment, physical edge computing. Yes. I have no idea, but I would go with device farm. I would go with D.
Physical edge computing. You'll agree with D?
It is something that also has caught me off guard, so we'll mark it for review just.
Yeah, just in case we had time. Okay.
Okay, so David can take on the next question.
Amazon Pinpoint makes it easy to launch and manage virtual private servers, query data in S3 using SQL, run targeted campaigns to drive user money engagement in mobile apps, build digital content creation studio. Let's see. Pinpoint is to get something. So maybe run targeted campaigns.
Targeted campaign, balance. All agreement with C.
Yeah, so this one has I've not heard about it, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The next question is me. This reads, which Amazon's S3 storage class is for creatable infrequent access data that needs milliseconds access? Okay, we have S3 one zone infrequent access. Option B is S3 Glacier. Option C is S3 standard, and option D is intelligent tiering. I think I'll go with the first option, one zone. So even though the data is destroyed, we can recreate it.
Okay. Question 20.
Okay. Harriet.
Okay. When is a multi-tier design a better fit for an application than a single tier design? Choose two. Multi-tier design is better suited when a decoupled architecture is critical. Multi-tier design is better suited in dev. I think this is like opposite of the other question. So I would go for A and D.
Very confident, A and D. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems that the questions are falling on her.
Yeah. So all agree with Harriet, A and D?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we move.
So I think Harrison can take the next question.
What service does Amazon Lex provide? Develop conversational interfaces using voice and text. Develop voice to text translation. Develop natural language processing algorithms for text analysis. Develop time series data processing for predictive analysis. Wow. I would vote for Lex. For B?
You'll agree with B, voice to text translation.
I have no idea of the service. Anyone?
I think I would.
I would personally go for D because I'm saying natural language and text, and Lex kind of rhymes with that.
Okay. What about the rest?
I'd selected A, but we shall see. Because what I know so is that Amazon Alexa maybe I think I may be confusing Amazon Alexa and Amazon Alexa. I think that's where the confusion is.
Harriet, I've not heard your voice. Which one? Goes. All the other, you have A, you have B, you have D. So let's go for C. Harriet, go for C because the one remaining now.
No, mine was actually C.
Oh yeah, you are the C. Okay, so you have C, A, B, C.
Analysis. I think I would also go for C.
Okay, so
Because
to
Okay,
go
6.
Speech.
C takes it, yeah. Yeah.
AWS Lambda is a dash-driven service.
So I think this is for Harrison, right?
Yeah. Is it? I think I'll go with D. AWS Lambda is a dash-driven service. D.
Okay, event-driven. All agreement?
Yes, I would second him on that. Then David can read for us this last question.
Okay, what 3 requirements must be met to launch EC2 spot instances? We have, you must have an active spot request. Your maximum hourly price must exceed the spot price. There must be available EC2 instant capacity. You must provide a fixed duration of time to use the spot instances. We're picking 3, right? So I think fixed duration, instance capacity, and active spot request.
Major is still there?
Yes, okay. He said, sorry, he selected a bit.
Selected A, B, and no, C and no, you didn't select B, C and D. Yeah.
Okay, so all agreement?
Me, I would
Yeah.
do ABC.
ABC must be station of trend. Okay, spot instances, interruption or something. What about you, Jacob? Because you have now A, C, D.
I would still maintain the A, C, D.
Okay. Just in case we have time, you can have time to review. So we are reviewing now. Oh, Harriet had something. Say.
No, that's some question. I just wanted to when you talk about fixed hourly, because as spot, like as long as the price, there's a need and somebody bids a price higher than what you have, it will be taken over.
Exactly.
That's what I just wanted to say. Yeah.
Yeah, you are trying to help them, but just leave them. You see. Okay, this one for review. I think you said prepare your data, train and tune your model, build your model, deploy and manage your model. We all agree with option B, the steps. Machine learning workflow.
Yeah, unless there's someone who says we change.
Okay. Amazon will provide which of the following AI service? Document analysis using natural language processing.
I don't know. I can't say. I think we can maintain.
Okay, which statement below best describe the service of Amazon SageMaker provides? SageMaker helps you build, train, and deploy machine learning models. You will agree with that option?
True.
Let's maintain.
AWS device farm is a Dutch device, physical edge computing. This one also you're not sure, so you can maintain the educated guess, right?
Yeah, let's maintain the educated guest. Yeah.
23, yeah, the higher that was. So how do you say this? Say that which three requirements are made to launch a specific spot instance? You must have an active spot request. Okay, you make a request, yes. So you all don't have a problem with this. And you all also don't have problem with C. But
So
now we
I
have
think
this,
we switch.
your maximum hourly price must exceed the spot price.
I think you can switch to AB because that's the explanation which I've given makes sense.
So we submit, right?
Submit and see.
What do you think? A paso?
Paso.
Okay.
Let's go for pass.
But this one seems to be easier than the previous one. Yes, you see, even
Yeah.
the percentage is higher because the thing that we are discussing, you are more familiar with than the previous one, which was about Kafka and decoupled services. So I expected this other score to be higher. But the first one, you got it wrong. You build your model before you train it. You say you train it and then you build your model.
So Harriet, can you read for us that first question? Let's just follow the same hierarchy so that.
Yeah. So in theory, the machine learning workflow can be broken down into 4 separate steps. Which of these, of the following choices lists each of these steps in the proper order? So the answer was prepare your model, prepare your data, build your model, train and tune your model, then deploy and manage your model. Do we have an explanation down?
Yeah, it's just a step that are being discussed here. But the point is you need to know that you need to build before you train. Because you guys say you train, then you build. And then I was wondering,
I
how
remember
can
I
you?
selected
Yes, Harriet, so.
playing around with it sometime. All right.
But we are all human. Sometimes we make mistakes. It's common. This one, Amazon Comprehend provided to the following service, document analysis, and natural language processing. So yeah, that's about comprehend. From the word comprehend is to understand. So understanding of documents. And then 3, yeah, I remember this one, the person has selected Lambda, but I told him REST APIs. So sometimes even the keywords are in the question. So fully managed services that are linked with building, publishing, and monitoring of securing and maintaining REST APIs. So anything APIs, you can use Amazon API Gateway. Not only REST APIs, but APIs. So when considering a typical 3-tier web application design, which of the following generally operate as a backend that processes incoming and users' requests? So it's the logical tier. Remember this one, Harriet has suggested data. So now a business application generally needs 3 things. It needs something to interact with the users, which is often called the presentation layer. It needs something to process those interactions, and that is often called our logic layer or application layer. And it generally needs something to store the data from the logic in the interaction. That is commonly what? Yes, you see the explanation differs from the selection. It needs something to, and it's commonly called our data tier. It needs something to store data from the logic in that interaction. Yeah, data tier. So this question, let's say it had an error. Because even me, I was thinking it's the data layer that is the backend database, whereby now it can be, but that backend that processes.
Logic
Okay,
for processing.
let's do something. There is a code video here, maybe we can review so that you can know which is it, because now there's been confusion here. I don't know if you guys can, you can tell me if the audio is visible on your end. Is the audio visible? Or should I need to reshare?
I think you have not stepped. If you play it, we can't hear anything yet, because I think in Teams you have to share the audio as well.
Okay, let me know to share. So share, and I think you need to share a tab in order for include sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll sound, yes.
The audio.
Basics. Now you need to be familiar with a number of technology stacks that are common.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me start the video then. Hear the audio.
Some architecture basics. Now you need to be familiar with a number of technology stacks that are common to multi-tier solution design for the associate certification. LAMP, mean, serverless, and microservices are the most relevant patterns to know for the exam. So LAMP is a common tool stack used for building web services, and the acronym is made up of the first letters of the 4 components of that solution stack. So that's Linux operating system, the Apache web server, MySQL as a database, and the PHP programming language. Mean is another evolving stack pattern, and that comprises MongoDB as a database layer, Express.js, AngularJS, or Node.js, which are JavaScript frameworks. Then we have our serverless architecture patterns. And serverless functions can be very beneficial in multi-tier designs, generally using Amazon API Gateway and AWS Lambda to replace our logic tier. Now, in microservice design, it's not so tied to the notion of tiers. So with microservice architecture patterns, each of the application components is decoupled and independently deployed and operated. However, we still often have tiers to consider with microservice architecture, especially when refactoring monolithic applications to run on microservices. But firstly, what do we mean by multi-tier architecture? Now, a business application generally needs 3 things. It needs something to interact with users, which often is called the presentation layer. It needs something to process those interactions, and that's often called our logic layer or application layer. And it generally needs somewhere to store the data from that logic and that interaction, and that's commonly called our data tier. So these 3 services, the presentation, logic, and data, are quite specialized. So they tend to be services or applications that just do those specialist things. Now the word tier means layers, and specifically one of several layers or levels. A multi-tier architecture pattern means that these services, presentation, logic, and data, are separated into tiers or levels. Now the concept of layers is a little misleading, as your technology tiers do not always sit in a hierarchy. They are not necessarily logical layers. They tend to look like layers in architecture diagrams. A design doesn't have to have 3 tiers. There can be more or there can be less. It's common for web applications to have 2 tiers, for example. And there is no rule of thumb for how many tiers you should have in an architecture design. Multi-tier architecture provides a general framework to ensure decoupled and independently scalable application components can be developed, managed, and maintained separately. So layers can be scaled independently and often can be managed by entirely different teams. But keep in mind that the actual services in these tiers can exist in parallel and often in different availability zones or regions. Okay, let's make sure that we're clear on the concept of availability zones. And availability zones are distinct data centers located in different geographical locations, on distinct floodplains and with independent power supplies, etc. AWS makes it possible to make our multi-tier designs highly available by distributing our application tiers across multiple availability zones. So what that means is that each of your tiers can be set up to run on up to 4 distinct availability zones. Multi-tiers running across multiple availability zones provides us with a highly available, scalable, resilient architecture. Now, the first point to note here is that this highly available multi-tier architecture is quite complex. It is designed to be highly resilient. The presentation, logic, and data are quite special, often is called the presentation layer. It needs something to process those interactions, and that's often called our logic layer or application layer. And it generally needs somewhere to store the data from that logic and that interaction.
Okay, so I wanted, that is the part that we needed. You see, the logic layer is supposed not to be processing those interactions, but the data is just for storing the data, that the database. Let's go back to our question. So the question reads that when considering a typical 3-tier web application design, which of the following generally operates as a backend that process incoming end user requests? So the answer, yes, is the logic tier, because if we talk about processing, because both the logic and the data tier, they're like backend because they don't interact directly with the user, as you have seen in the video. But now, and that's commonly called the data tier. Data is just to store, but the logic is the one that need to process what they presented, the interaction from the presentation layer. So it's correct, is the logic tier. Do you all agree, or am I speaking my own half-truths?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we agree.
Okay, we move to the next one. Who's reading?
Who just read the mistakes? I've lost now who last read the last question. I don't know if that was Harriet or let me just read this. Amazon recognition is broadly separated into two types of processing.
I think this one we had selected processing videos, but I did not answer to change the options. Maybe that's my bad. It's me. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
I remember you said that videos and images have something in common. I think it was you, Jacob, that we.
Yes, I said that, yeah.
But I think I did not select answer that can reflect the changes.
Okay, let me read the explanation. Amazon Recon is broadly separated into operations for processing images and operations specific for processing videos or video streams. The main difference between these two sets of APIs is the image processing API follows a synchronous pattern, whereas the video processing APIs follows asynchronous pattern for calling. Yeah.
Okay. So in standard architecture of a multi-tier application, what are the separate tiers placed in a VPC with a single public subnet and a single private subnet? So the presentation tier is placed on the public subnet that needs interaction with the user, so it needs to be publicly available. And the logic and the data tiers are placed in the private subnet. You can also choose to have two separate subnets for the backend, like for the middle and then the backend. But since they're all private, you can just place them in one private subnet. Yeah. For instances, this one someone has selected D. Yeah, but it's spot. Spot gives you up to what percentage of discount? Hello? With spot, how much can you save? Up to what percentage in comparison to on demand?
About 90%?
Yeah, 90, correct. What about reserve? Up to what percentage?
I think 72 or something like that, around 70.
75. 75 up to 75. So when they say up to, there are some factors that need to be considered. For example, for reserved, you can reserve for 1 year or 3 years, right? And then also you can pay, you can decide not to pay upfront, because you see in cloud, you normally consumption model, you use first and then you pay later. So to get that 75, you'll have the combination maybe like 3 years and then you pay all upfront. Then you'll get the 75, because you can may select an instance and then you are not getting 75. You say, merge Terence and his team lied to us. No, merge combination. So if you fully commit, that is the maximum 3 years, and then you pay all upfront so that AWS can be sure you cannot change your mind. So you'd get the 75% off.
Major, I think what is that plan that gives you flexibility to make some changes in the reserved
Reserve
in what you've
convertible
reserved?
instances.
I think so. Yes, something like that.
Yeah, whereby you can change from one instance to another in the same family in case just you need a rise. You see, maybe you can take an instance of 4 GB RAM and 4 CPU and maybe 8 GB of RAM. But as you go ahead, maybe your audience, your customer is growing. So the instance that you selected is no longer serving your customer. So it is being overwhelmed. So you might need to change. So have the convertible one, you can change to a bigger instance and still maintain the discount. But you see the charges. The discount will be the percentage of what will be paying. For example, if the one you selected, you were paying $1,000 per year for, okay, per year, okay, that's maybe $10,000 per year for on demand. When we reserve maybe 75%, you are paying 2,500 per year. But this instance that you selected now is 3 times the cost. That is, or maybe 4 times, that is 40,000. So now you'll be paying the 2,500 times 3, which is now 1,000 per year. So it's based on percentage of the instance, but it's not fixed. So if you're based on the percentage of your bill. So if you select a bigger instance, you'll get a discount percentage of that bill of yours. Know that you have uniformity in terms of what you're paying. So what does recognition do? Labels object on an image. So recognition special with K instead of C. Amazon Image Processing Suite. This service covers both still pictures and videos. Remember when you say pictures and video have something in common, the one that I'm the one who made you fail that one. So another thing you need to know about Amazon is that the naming, they normally name the services based on what they're doing. So even if you're not sure, try to see what is the name relates to regarding on the option that you are given, because you can see recognition from there, recognize. So you can see most naming, they have a way of naming convention whereby try to fit as much as possible what the service is doing. You see, there is like Amazon Poly. What does Poly do?
I think it does do with the audio, something like that, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
but when you go to English, Poly means to speak. So Poly will convert your text into audio. Amazon Poly, because Poly, if you can search here, maybe Poly in English. Okay. Paul Parrot. Okay, okay. Let me see. Generate voice on demand. Oh, we need voice on demand. Converting any text to an audio stream. Yeah, but I think somewhere it's thought that also probably has something to do with about. Yeah, remember you see polyglot, someone who knows many languages, right? So I think it's poly. Yeah, I was putting two. Okay, this poly has so many abbreviations. Okay, no problem. But poly is about converting audio into text into audio. Remember, I researched it somewhere and I find it that. But this one we are talking about cognition, where they say they just swap K with C, and it's label objects as an image, both videos and images. So what are Amazon EC2 spot instances? Instances that can be acquired for large discount, but can be terminated whenever spare capacity is needed for standard compute. Yeah. So remember, with spot instances, we're using, you are making use of an idle compute. So if users are now making, requesting more compute in the standard normal operating, maybe on demand or reserve, you'll have to be deprived from the spot instances because the service is now to make use of an unutilized compute power. Which AWS service allows you to manage and synchronize data across multiple mobile devices and users? Use AWS AppSync. In Amazon Comprehend, the dash assigned to each insight measures the likelihood that is correct. That is the confidence score. I know you have not done this about machine learning things, but the service that will return confidence score for each result. Low confidence score means that the service's confidence is low, that it is correct. Conversely, if the service is highly confident, the score will be close to 1. And if it
I think
is
you can share with us that link.
So event bridge, remember the one selected step function is about event pass event bridge. So serverless event-based service that function as a serverless event bus. So Amazon has a serverless event-based service called Amazon Event Bridge that functions as a serverless event bus. When considering typical 3-tier application design, which of the following generally stores transactional data? So remember the logic whereby all the processing is being done, and then the data tier whereby the data is being stored. Normally, in this tier, we normally found this databases, either SQL or non-SQL databases. I think you have watched this video. So, and then this one statement below best describe the service Amazon SageMaker provides. So SageMaker helps to build, train, and deploy machine learning models. So the other segment describe Amazon Lex, Amazon Cognition, and Amazon Comprehend. But SageMaker is the one that. So how does SageMaker differ from what is the other one that is normally computed with? Yeah, Bedrock. How does it differ from Bedrock?
Which one?
Amazon SageMaker, how does it differ from Bedrock?
Bedrock. I would say Bedrock. There is a way it tends to. I don't know how to put it, but usually it tries to do more. It's more tied to if you have a data set and you just want to make insights from it. That's the way I would take it, but it tries to do much the same thing as SageMaker, but SageMaker seems to be more powerful than a Bedrock. But Bedrock seems to be tied to big data.
Yeah, but Bedrock's, I think the only major distinction is that Bedrock builds on pre-trained models.
This
If you
is
don't
I
want to
think
make
that's
it from scratch, yeah, pre-train. You see this one made special pre-trained models. So we can make use of pre-trained models and then we can just customize them to meet your needs. So you can take maybe ChatGPT, like OpenAI, or you can take Gemini and then specialize. You can see people normally do that. And then when they specialize it, they say now the application have AI because it's more focused on what they are doing. So Amazon S3 class ideal for general purpose. Yeah, general purpose normally is the standard one. But if you go now to the other one, maybe whereby you need for course that can be replicated, can use one zone, and you can use for archiving. That is the Glacier Deep Archive. I think I remember this was Harriet's question. Which single tier design a better fit for an application that multi-tier design? So single tier design is better suited for dev tests, environment, and simple application. Single tier is better suited with potential scaling for burst traffic is not a concern. So for decouple, no, single tier is not for decouple, and single tier is better high availability, no, because for us, for a monolithic application, if one thing fails, the whole application is down. But for a decoupled architecture where high availability is a concern, you don't need to single tier, use three-tier for decoupled application. The next one was reading.
AWS device farm is a dash service. So it comes out to be that it is an app testing what? Service.
Yes.
By definition, AWS device farm is an app testing service that lets you test and interact with your Android, iOS, and web apps on many devices at once, or produce issues on a device in real time. So I didn't know about that.
Yeah, and you guys were honest that it's a new term. So now you know that device farm is about app testing. So you can test both mobile and web. So you can test mobile, that is the Android version, the iOS version, and then web apps.
Cross-platform. See.
Amazon Pinpoint make it easy to. This one we just tried. Run targeted campaigns to drive user engagements in mobile apps. It's about Amazon Pinpoint make it easy to run targeted campaigns to drive user engagements on mobile apps. This is not a link, so just focus. Which Amazon S3 storage class is for recreatable, infrequently accessed data that needs millisecond access? So if you can be created, you can make use of one zone. And also if you could have mentioned costs, because one zone is cheaper than standard, which is running at 3 availability zones. So this one was an inverse of what we discussed previously, which is a multi-tier design better fit for an application that's single tier than a single tier design. So multi-tier design is better suited for decoupled architecture is critical and also provide high availability according to D, because with the decoupled one, multi-tier, one can have a issue, but if what you are serving, let's say you have a tier, like the one we're accessing here, the front end of an application is just a database that has an issue, we must be able to present it with the presentation tier. But if it was a monolithic and the instance has an issue, the whole thing will not be able to load. So high availability is a factor. We use multi-tier or a decoupled service.
Okay, this other question we failed. The question reads, what service does Amazon Lex provide? So the right answer is develop conversational interface using voice and text. I think I'd selected this answer.
Yes, I remember, and I changed, and then I was wondering because it's even Lex. Alexa is made from Lex.
Yeah.
But now Alexa is now the complete thing, is now full contained, have a device, but this one is just a software part of it. You need to customize and host it. That Alexa was made from Lex Alexa, and you say that you're confusing with Alexa, but you are
Yes. That was it. Yes. Yeah. So the explanation is Amazon Lex is an AWS service for building conversational interfaces for applications using voice and text. Amazon Lex provides deep function and flexible of natural language understanding and automatic speech recognition. So you can build high engaging user experiences with life-like conversations, interactions, and create new categories of product.
yes.
Uh,
Lambda. Okay, you had a
excuse
question?
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please go
before we
back.
go away from that, he just read something that had to do with natural language processing. So does C become wrong because of the text analysis, or?
Yes. Okay, both of these things are AI because now when you just mention AI, but now the full statement what it say is doing for is why now negates C. Because C, this develop conversation interface using voice. The keyword is conversational. But you see C just for text analysis.
Okay.
Yeah, to have a conversation with it, either using text or using voice partners. So you have back and forth.
Okay.
AWS Lambda is an event-driven service. Yes, it's an event-driven. So, and then the last one. Harriet, thank you for helping your colleagues on
I
this
can
one.
save that there.
Yes, so your colleague wanted us to fail. So they were saying fixed duration of time, which are the 3 requirements that must be met. Who was answering wrongly? Can read us for this, instead of this.
It was me.
Okay, read please.
What 3 requirements must be met to launch EC2 spot instances? So we have, you must have an active spot request. Your maximum hourly price must exceed the spot price, and there must be available EC2 instance capacity. So the explanation is that to launch spot instances, you need an active spot request with a maximum price that exceeds the spot price. What Ariet said. And there must be available EC2 capacity to fulfill your request. You can optionally provide a fixed duration of time that you will need to the spot instances, but this is not required. So that last bit is not required. That's why it was wrong.
Yes. So let me share it because there's this a link to the documentation. The link here. So I think guys, that marks it the end of our lessons today because they're just pre-knowledge check. So officially welcome to architecture. This thing that you have been seeing here, now when you go when someone is presenting, you can be able to connect. Yeah, I was selecting that was wrong because now based on what the instructor now is presenting, now you can solidify your understanding. Thank you for your time. Unless you have any question, any concern, any clarification, any addition, the floor is open.
Before you go, Major.
Yes.
I was making a small inquiry about the last recording. Did you share it or is it available?
You mean recording of last week?
Yes.
I think it should be available. You are finding difficult to access it?
I have not accessed it, and I remember I joined very late and missed most of the good things.
Okay, let's just you can. But I think you can just
So I
stop
think
the recording.
Isaac maybe may update on that. I don't know. But also Teres has dropped off from the call. He would have updated as well, but